Flood emergency across the Northeast. Heavy rain forcing more rescues overnight. Drivers abandoning their cars in rising waters. Homes flooding as well. ABC's Ariel Reshef is in Tremont, Pennsylvania with more. Good morning, Ariel.
Good morning to you, Robin. This is the third time in just 3 weeks residents here have been pounded by powerful flash flooding. This is an American Legion building now teetering over a creek that was a wall of water so fierce it completely eroded the foundation. This morning, devastating flash flooding slamming the Northeast.
We've had some flooding, but nothing like this.
In Pennsylvania, this heroic scene. Two Good Samaritans working hand in hand with police officers, forming a human chain with bed sheets to rescue a grandmother from her trapped car. Flash floods sweeping through this town in Westchester, Pennsylvania. The murky brown water engulfing cars.
The water started coming in the bottom of my car. I just kept praying and praying.
Up to 4 inches of rain quickly falling, deluging more than 20 homes and buildings. This massive sinkhole expanding outside this Harrisburg Outlet's parking lot. And these emergency high water rescues, crews desperately trying to reach this person trapped on a small island. Watch as they jump into the raft, finally reaching dry land. In College Park, Maryland, the storm uprooting trees, damaging homes and cars in its path.
You know, the wind was pretty nasty. I mean, it was probably hurricane force. I mean, all the trees were bent sideways. I thought I'd lose a lot more.
And Robin, this building is now condemned and needs to be torn down. The mayor of this town telling me this flooding has been historic. Robin.
Quite a scene there. All right, Ariel, thank you. Now let's go to Ginger for the latest. And Ginger, there are new concerns about a flash flood emergency this morning.
Happening right now, Robin. Just looking at some of the warnings coming in from Schuyler and Seneca counties in western New York, and the numbers are high as far as how much rain has fallen. You're looking at people being rescued from their homes. They're trapped there now, and officials are getting them out. Of course, we have flash flood warnings in the red in parts of Pennsylvania. Remember, Pennsylvania had its wettest July on record. Now, more rain for this beginning of August, and the setup is all of this moisture pooling into this front that just has not moved. It's barely budged over the last 3 days and won't for the next 24 hours. Then we'll finally be drying out. Michael?
All right, thank you. Relentless rain causing flooding emergencies in the Northeast. There have been water rescues across Pennsylvania with roads and bridges washed out, leaving hundreds stranded. And more rain and flooding is in the forecast.
This morning, emergencies declared in several states as persistent rain causes severe flooding. In Upper Darby, Pennsylvania, a 10-year-old girl can be heard sobbing as her grandmother sits on the top of her van, surrounded by nearly 5 feet of water. This man jumped into action with his neighbors and police officers. They used a human chain and sheets to pull a woman to safety.
Me and another pedestrian, we just helped the little girls get out of the car. It was one of my neighbors that came out with the sheets.
A few blocks over, a police officer had to be rescued after he got stuck in a sewer.
The sewer inlet must have collapsed, and the swirling water took hold and cut his legs out from under him, and he started to go down into the sewer outlet.
In Brick, New Jersey, 8 inches of rain in less than 4 hours, flooding out sections of the town.
This is crazy.
Inside this man's house, the fridge is toppled over, floorboards are floating, and most of his belongings soaked.
Family pictures, everything's here. My mother, my father, my dog.
In Westchester County, New York, a 50-foot retaining wall collapsed onto a plumbing business. No one was inside. Officials are investigating whether the rain caused the collapse. And in Baltimore, the storms knocked down power lines and flooded streets. The raging waters trapped this woman in her car.
Cars were stopped, and then the water started coming in the bottom of my car, and I just had to try to open the doors, and the force of the water was pushing the door, the car door, so I just kept praying and praying.
The power of Mother Nature overnight.